If you're a senior or you have seniors in your family, this might be one of the most important videos you watch this year, because today we're talking about something so small, so common, and so innocent looking, yet it could silently damage your heart, your joints, your digestion, and even your brain health without you realizing it. And the scary part is, most seniors eat this food thinking it's healthy. In fact, you've probably eaten it this week. But the truth is, this nut might be one of the worst choices for older adults, especially if you struggle with inflammation, high blood pressure, or blood sugar problems. And then on the other hand, there's one single nut that you should be eating every single day because it strengthens your heart, sharpens your memory, protects your brain, and supports your bones in ways that most people don't even know. So today, stick with me, because we're not only exposing the nut that seniors should avoid, but also revealing the one nut that can absolutely transform your health if you eat just a small amount daily. You're going to be surprised, because this is not what the food industry tells you, and it's not what most people think. This is real science, real biology, and real results. Now let's sit down, relax, breathe for a moment, and really connect on something important. As we age, our body changes, our digestion changes, our joints work harder, our heart becomes more sensitive to inflammation, cholesterol, and blood pressure fluctuations. Our brain becomes more vulnerable to oxidative damage, and our liver becomes less efficient at processing heavy fats. That means foods that were once perfectly fine for you in your 20s, 30s, and 40s can actually start working against you after you cross 55, 60, and 70. And one of the biggest dietary mistakes seniors make is eating foods that appear healthy but are actually silently stressing the body. Nuts fall into this category. People think they're natural, they're crunchy, they're high protein, so they must be healthy. But not all nuts are created equal. Some are incredibly supportive for your aging body. Others create inflammation, spike your omega-6 levels, and trigger chemical reactions inside your organs that slowly drain your energy and damage your tissues over time. So the nut we're exposing today is popular, tasty, and extremely common, but it's one of the worst choices if you're trying to protect your heart, brain, joints, and metabolism as a senior. Let's talk about it directly. The worst nut for seniors, the one you should avoid as much as possible, is the peanut. Yes, peanuts, and I know some people will defend peanuts because they're cheap, they're everywhere, and they taste good. But here's what most seniors are never told. First, peanuts aren't even real nuts. They're legumes, closer to beans than to almonds or walnuts. And legumes come with a set of problems that become more harmful as we age. Peanuts contain extremely high amounts of omega-6 fatty acids. Now, omega-6 is not necessarily bad in small amounts, but the balance between omega-6 and omega-3 is everything. Seniors already struggle with inflammation from arthritis, stiff joints, muscle soreness, digestive issues, memory problems, and circulatory weakness. A high omega-6 food, especially when eaten frequently, makes inflammation worse. It feeds the fire. It makes your joints stiffer. It increases your risk of clogged arteries. It raises the inflammatory proteins in your blood, and this becomes even worse when the peanuts are roasted in vegetable oils, salted and processed, because now you're adding oxidized fats, sodium, and even more inflammatory compounds. But let's go deeper. Peanuts are one of the most contaminated foods in the world when it comes to aflatoxins. These are toxic compounds produced by certain molds that grow on peanuts, especially during storage. And here's the problem: even if peanuts look clean, even if they taste fine, aflatoxins may still be present. These toxins stress your liver, weaken your immune system, and have been linked in research to long-term liver damage. Seniors already have slower liver function, and the last thing you want is additional pressure on an organ that's responsible for filtering your blood, balancing your hormones, and clearing toxins. But it doesn't end there. Peanuts contain lectins, proteins that can irritate the gut lining and increase inflammation in people who have sensitive digestion, IBS, leaky gut, or slow motility, all of which are more common with age. So between the omega-6 overload, digestive irritation, aflatoxin exposure, and inflammatory effects, peanuts become one of the worst nuts or pseudo-nuts a senior can eat. Some people say, what about peanut butter? Well, that's even worse. Peanut butter often contains hydrogenated oils, sugars, and additives that make it even more harmful. And even natural peanut butter still has the same omega-6 issues and potential toxin concerns. Now, am I telling you that one peanut will destroy your health? Of course not. But I'm telling you that making peanuts a regular part of your diet is a slow, silent, damaging choice, especially when there are far healthier, far more protective alternatives. Now let's shift the energy. Because while one nut can hurt your health, there is another nut that can absolutely change your life if you eat it daily. A nut that strengthens your heart, supports your brain, reduces inflammation, sharpens memory, boosts circulation, and even helps you sleep better. And that nut is the walnut. Walnuts are hands down one of the best foods any senior can include in their daily routine because their nutrient profile is almost tailor-made for the aging body. Let's break it down in a way that really hits home. First, omega-3 fatty acids. There are very few plant foods that contain meaningful amounts of omega-3, and walnuts are one of the richest sources in the world. Omega-3 reduces inflammation throughout your body. It cushions your joints, it protects your arteries, it sharpens your memory, it improves mood, it supports the nerves in your brain, and it helps balance the inflammation caused by stress, poor sleep, pollution, and even aging itself. Now think about this, the average person today eats far too many omega-6 fats and barely any omega-3. That imbalance is a major cause of heart disease, joint pain, brain fog, poor circulation, and even memory decline. By eating walnuts daily, you help shift your body back toward balance. Your joints feel better, your mind feels clearer, your heart becomes stronger. But omega-3 is just one piece of the puzzle. Walnuts are loaded with antioxidants, specifically polyphenols that protect your cells from oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is like rusting inside the body. It damages your organs over time, it weakens your brain, it accelerates aging. And seniors experience more oxidative stress than younger adults simply because the body's natural repair systems slow down. The antioxidants in walnuts help counter that. They shield your cells. They reduce inflammation. They support your mitochondria, the tiny energy factories inside your cells that keep you active, mobile, and mentally sharp. Walnuts are also incredible for brain function. There's a reason they look like miniature human brains. They contain vitamin E, healthy fats, minerals like magnesium and copper, and a unique mixture of nutrients that support neuroplasticity, nerve protection, and memory retention. Seniors who consume walnuts regularly show better cognitive performance in studies, including improved memory, faster processing speed, and better emotional balance. That's why walnuts are considered one of the top brain foods in the world. Now, let's talk about heart health. As we age, cholesterol, plaque buildup, blood pressure, and arterial stiffness become major concerns. Walnuts help relax blood vessels, improve circulation, and lower LDL cholesterol. The nitric oxide boosting compounds in walnuts help your blood vessels stay more flexible, which means better blood flow to your heart, legs, brain, and all your organs. And this is crucial because poor circulation is behind so many age-related issues: cold hands and feet, dizziness, fatigue, numbness, slow healing, and cognitive decline. A handful of walnuts a day can literally improve how your body moves blood. Another benefit that seniors love is how walnuts support better sleep. Walnuts contain melatonin, the natural hormone that regulates your sleep-wake cycle. Seniors often struggle with sleep because melatonin production declines with age. Eating walnuts in the evening can gently support a more restful sleep, which in turn improves energy, memory, digestion, and immunity. Speaking of digestion, walnuts contain healthy fiber that feeds the beneficial bacteria in your gut. Your gut health is directly connected to your brain, your immune system, your inflammation levels, and even your mood. A healthy gut equals a healthier you. And the combination of fiber, antioxidants, and omega-3 in walnuts makes them a powerful food for gut healing and digestive stability. Now imagine this: one small handful of walnuts daily, just a few pieces, can support your brain, your heart, your joints, your sleep, your energy, and your digestion all at once. You don't need a bowl, you don't need a recipe. You don't need any complicated preparation. Just a few walnuts daily. It's simple but incredibly powerful. So now that you know the worst nut and the best nut, let's continue the conversation about how to apply this in real life. Seniors often ask me, how many walnuts should I eat? You don't need a lot. 3 to 5 whole walnuts a day is enough to feel the benefits. If you want to go up to 7 or 8, that's fine too, but you don't need more. Another common question is, should I soak walnuts? You can if you want to improve digestion, but it's optional. Soaking removes tannins and makes them gentler on your stomach, so if you have digestive issues, soaking overnight might help. People also ask, can I replace walnuts with almonds? Almonds are healthy, but they don't have the omega-3 profile of walnuts. So walnuts are the superior choice for brain and heart support. What if I'm allergic to walnuts? Then you can look at other nuts like hazelnuts or almonds, but avoid peanuts altogether. And be mindful of cashews if you have blood sugar sensitivity, because they contain more starch than people realize. Now let's deepen this message. Food is not just about calories. It's not just about taste or fullness or habit. Food is chemistry. Food is information for your cells. As you age, your cells depend even more on the right information. Every bite you take sends a message to your body. It can say heal, inflame, strengthen, weaken, calm, or stress. Peanuts send inflammatory signals. Walnuts send healing signals. And when you make small daily changes like this, you're not just improving your immediate health, you're protecting your future self. Think about your joints, your balance, your heartbeats, your breathing, your ability to move comfortably, your memory, your mental clarity, your independence. These things matter more than anything, and what you eat directly affects them. So replacing the wrong nut with the right nut is a powerful act of self-care. It's a small decision, but small decisions accumulate, they compound, they shape your strength, your longevity, your comfort, and your quality of life. Now let's paint a picture. Imagine waking up with less stiffness in your knees. Imagine your mind feeling clearer and sharper. Imagine feeling less bloated, less inflamed, more energized. Imagine having better sleep through the night, waking up refreshed instead of drained. Imagine your blood pressure improving, your cholesterol stabilizing, your memory feeling brighter. All of this is connected to lowering inflammation and giving your body the right nutrients. It's all connected to daily habits. And walnuts are one of those small but powerful habits. And to all seniors watching right now, I want to say something directly to you. Your health is not behind you. Your best days are not over. You are not too old to transform your body. You are not too old to heal. You are not too old to strengthen your heart, your brain, your muscles, or your energy. Your body responds at every age. Your cells repair at every age. Your mind can sharpen at every age. And your choices today can change your health for years to come. This is why I always encourage seniors to simplify nutrition. You don't need expensive supplements. You don't need complicated diets. You don't need overwhelming routines. You just need the right foods in the right amounts at the right time. And walnuts are one of those foods you should add right away. Replace the peanuts, remove the inflammation, and nourish your body with real healing nutrients. Your heart will thank you. Your joints will thank you. Your brain will thank you, and your future self will thank you. So as we wrap up this message, remember, avoid peanuts, prioritize walnuts, protect your health, and always choose foods that help you feel younger, stronger, clearer, and more alive. Your body deserves good nourishment. Your mind deserves clarity, and you deserve a long, strong, healthy life. And this brings us to something that most seniors never fully understand, but absolutely should, because it has the power to change everything about how your heart feels, how your body circulates blood, and how much energy you wake up with every single morning. When you switch from nuts that are loaded with omega-6 and inflammatory compounds to nuts that actually fight inflammation, something profound starts happening inside your body. You may not see it, you may not feel it immediately on the surface, but deep inside your arteries, deep inside your cells, deep within the lining of your blood vessels, a transformation begins. Your circulation starts to shift. Your blood begins flowing more smoothly. Your heart begins beating with less internal resistance. And this is not some temporary effect. This is a long-term structural shift inside your cardiovascular system that has real power, real science, and real health benefits behind it. Most seniors don't realize that circulation is the foundation of everything related to aging. Poor circulation doesn't just affect your heart, it affects your brain, your memory, your energy levels, your walking speed, your balance, your digestion, and even your mood. When blood flow is weak, everything feels harder, your muscles get tired faster, your thinking slows down, your skin loses glow, you feel cold in your hands and feet, you struggle with stamina, you lose motivation. You start believing that age itself is the reason you're declining, when in reality a big part of what you're experiencing comes down to inflammation and blood flow. And the nuts you choose every single day have a direct impact on that. When you eat nuts that are high in omega-6, especially consistently, your body's inflammatory pathways stay switched on. That affects the endothelial lining of your blood vessels. This lining is what controls how well your arteries expand and contract. When inflammation damages it, the arteries stiffen. Blood doesn't flow as freely. Pressure increases. Cholesterol sticks more easily. The body starts laying down plaque. It becomes harder for oxygen to reach your heart, muscle, your brain, your legs, and your nerves. And many seniors feel this in subtle ways long before the major symptoms show up. They feel heavier when walking, slower when thinking, easier to fatigue, or more irritable without knowing why. This discomfort is not random. It is the result of inflammatory chemistry happening inside the blood vessels day after day. But the moment you replace those omega-6 heavy nuts with anti-inflammatory nuts like walnuts, everything starts moving in the opposite direction. Your arteries begin relaxing. The nitric oxide boosting compounds in walnuts help widen your blood vessels. Blood flows more freely. Your heart doesn't need to push as hard. Your brain receives more oxygen. This is why so many seniors report feeling clearer, more awake, more mentally steady, and more physically comfortable after adding walnuts to their daily routine. This is why studies show that just a small serving of walnuts each day can lower LDL cholesterol, reduce arterial stiffness, and improve endothelial function. You're basically giving your blood vessels the gift of flexibility. And flexible arteries means smoother circulation, better nutrient delivery, and stronger heart health. Imagine your arteries like roadways. When those roadways are inflamed and narrow, traffic jams happen. Blood moves slower, pressure builds up, chronic problems begin. But when the roadways are wide, smooth, and flexible, everything flows. Your blood pressure stabilizes, your heart beats more efficiently, your tissues receive oxygen faster. And even something as simple as climbing stairs becomes easier because your muscles are receiving more blood with less effort. Walnuts help create that smooth, flexible roadway inside your body. And the longer you make them part of your routine, the stronger that internal system becomes. Now, a lot of people underestimate how much of aging is actually circulation related. When seniors say, "I feel tired, I feel dizzy, I feel weak, I can't focus, I feel numbness or tingling, or even my legs feel heavy, most of it traces back to the flow of blood. Blood is life. Blood carries everything: oxygen, nutrients, hormones, immune cells, antioxidants, and healing signals. When blood flow weakens, your life force weakens. When blood flow improves, your entire body wakes up. And one of the simplest, most natural ways to support that is by shifting your nut intake from high anti-inflammatory choices. Think about how many seniors snack on peanuts without even thinking about it. At social gatherings, on the couch watching TV, mixed into trail mixes, in baked goods, in peanut butter sandwiches. It's so common. But every handful is like adding a little more inflammation into the bloodstream. It's like adding a little more pressure on the arteries. It's like pouring a little more stress onto the heart. But when you take that exact same snacking habit and just replace the nut, you go from stressing your system to healing it. You go from inflaming your arteries to nourishing them. You go from hurting your circulation to enhancing it, and the results go far beyond what people expect. Let's talk about something else that matters deeply for seniors' vascular aging. As we get older, our blood vessels don't function the way they used to. The inner lining becomes more fragile. Plaque forms more easily. Blood pressure becomes harder to control. But this process can be slowed significantly, and in some cases even partially reversed, when the body receives the right nutrients. Walnuts are rich in L-arginine, an amino acid that helps increase nitric oxide production. Nitric oxide is the molecule responsible for keeping your arteries relaxed and open. The more nitric oxide your endothelial cells produce, the smoother your circulation. That means less strain on your heart, less stiffness in your arteries, and better blood flow throughout your entire body. Now picture this: every morning when you wake up, your heart has to pump blood against gravity all the way to your brain. For many seniors, this is when dizziness, lightheadedness, and unsteadiness occur. Poor circulation makes mornings harder. But when your arteries are flexible and relaxed, blood reaches your brain faster and more efficiently. That means clearer mornings, stronger cognitive function, faster mental response, and fewer balance issues. Walnuts help support that morning flow. The nutrients inside them work quietly in the background, making your heart's job easier from the moment you wake up. And let's talk about leg circulation, because this is an area where so many seniors struggle without even knowing why. Heavy legs, swollen ankles, tired calves, restless leg sensations. These issues often come from poor blood flow. When circulation slows, pressure builds up in the lower extremities, but anti-inflammatory foods like walnuts help improve endothelial function, allowing blood to move more efficiently through the arteries and veins. When blood moves better, legs feel lighter. Walking becomes easier. Standing becomes less exhausting. The body simply works more smoothly. You might also notice changes in your stamina. When your circulation improves, your muscles get more oxygen during everyday tasks. That means you won't feel tired as quickly when cooking, cleaning, walking to the mailbox, or playing with grandchildren. Better blood flow equals better oxygen delivery. Better oxygen delivery equals more energy and better quality of life. This is why seniors who improve their circulation often say they feel younger, not because they change their age, but because they change the way their body distributes energy. Now, let's talk about one more aspect of senior health that deeply depends on circulation, brain longevity. Every thought you have, every memory you hold, every moment of clarity you experience depends on oxygen and nutrient delivery to the brain. When circulation weakens, the brain feels foggy, memory becomes slower, focus becomes harder. But walnuts supply not just omega-3 as antioxidants and polyphenols, they also support improved blood flow to the brain. This means sharper recall, smoother communication between brain cells, and less age-related cognitive decline. Seniors who make walnuts a daily habit often notice improvements in mental clarity, mood stability, and overall brain performance. And when you remove peanuts or other high omega-6 nuts from the equation, you're not just adding good, you're removing bad. You're reducing inflammatory load, you're lowering oxidative stress. You're easing the burden on your blood vessels. You're improving the environment your heart and brain live in. Think about it like gardening. If you want your garden to thrive, you don't just add fertilizer, you also remove weeds. Walnuts are like fertilizer for your cardiovascular system. Peanuts are like weeds. And once you get the weeds out of the way, the garden can flourish. I want you to imagine the inside of your arteries right now, not in a medical or scientific way, but in a living, visual way. Picture them like soft, flexible tubes that carry life through your body. Imagine the walls of those tubes relaxing. Imagine blood gliding through them instead of pushing and struggling. Imagine your heart beating with less effort. Imagine oxygen reaching your brain with ease. Imagine warmth returning to your hands and feet. Imagine mental clarity returning. Imagine energy flowing. This is what happens when inflammation decreases and circulation improves. This is what happens when you choose foods that support your blood vessels, and it doesn't take complicated diets or strict programs. It doesn't require expensive supplements or fancy routines. It simply requires replacing one nut with another, replacing inflammation with nourishment, replacing burden with support, replacing stress with healing. Every walnut you eat is like giving your heart a small gift. Every peanut you avoid is like removing a small burden. And over time, those small choices create big differences. I want you to think about all the years ahead of you. Think about the walks you still want to take, the conversations you still want to enjoy, the family moments you still want to experience, the travels, the laughter, the simple joys of waking up with energy and clarity. All of that depends on circulation. All of that depends on how well your arteries work. And the choices you make today, even something as small as what nut you choose, have a direct impact on how well your body supports you in the years to come. And the beauty of it is, this change is easy. You don't have to force yourself. Walnuts taste good, they're satisfying, they're natural, they're portable, they blend well with meals, they snack well. You don't need a recipe or a schedule. You just eat a few daily and let your body do the rest. Your arteries will thank you. Your heart will thank you. Your brain will thank you. Your future self will thank you. You are building a foundation of health with simple choices. You are improving the flow of life through your body. You are choosing circulation over stagnation. You are choosing nourishment over inflammation. You are choosing strength over decline, and you deserve that choice because your health matters, your comfort matters, your longevity matters, and your life still has so much more to offer you.